right, Matrixx and Rhodes show supporters, let's talk about WrestleMania. That's right, we're going to talk about my favorite wrestler of all time and just some hints, some possible hints. Please, Stone Cold Steve Austin and WrestleMania 40. Let this happen, let this happen, let this happen. I got to tell you, Friday night, this coming Friday night, Roman Reigns is supposed to be on. Of course, The Rock's supposed to be on. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of confrontation between Triple H and The Rock. Yeah, that's right. We're flashing back 20 years, 20 glorious years to the my God, I miss the Attitude Era so much. But point is, there's going to be some confrontation there. The only problem is, because of Triple H's heart ailment, he can't wrestle. He can't wrestle, so that can only go so far. I'm assuming that Seth Rollins and The Rock are going to wrestle on night one, but we don't know that. CM Punk is hurt. He's not going to get his title match, and that messed up Seth versus CM Punk. Well, anyway, Stone Cold made some comments about a potential return. And I thought to myself, man, if they're sitting there and The Rock is confronting Triple H this weekend, blah, 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 or this Friday night on SmackDown, and there's a lot of trash talk, and The Rock's starting to get a little rough, everybody knows Triple H can't defend himself, what a great moment it would be if the glass broke about that time. If the glass broke. Can you imagine if we got WrestleMania Night 1, Austin versus The Rock? I mean, all these years later, it would be fantastic. We're also going to look at something. LA Knight, has come out, and he is saying that he wants the Super Bowl performer himself to be his ring entrance. This is sports entertainment, and this is an entertainment channel, so what the hell? I wanted somewhere to put this, and this is where it ended up. So, Steve Austin was working on a project recently that required him to look back on a huge return match with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38 2 years ago. It was a hell of a match. I mean, nobody can act like it wasn't a good match. It was a damn good match. I was impressed for his age. Hell, how old is Sting? Sting's retiring, but he was jumping off things during a pay-per-view like 2 months ago. Quote, Stone Cold said he couldn't discuss what project that was, but was going over the tape of that bout, his first in 19 years, and it was illuminating. What are you working on, Stone Cold? Inquiring minds want to know. Quote, I dissected what I did, and I know that I can improve on what I did. Austin told ESPN in a recent interview, guys, this is WrestleMania 40. 40. And we know these every 10-year WrestleManias are always going to be big. Does that mean we could see yet another match from one of the most iconic performers in the history of professional wrestling? Austin would not rule it out. Quote, I'd said I'd never get in the ring again unless all the stars aligned, Austin said. And for some reason, somehow they all did. And at the age of 57, I headlined the first night of WrestleMania. I never thought I'd do that. If you'd have told me I'd have done that when I retired in 2003, I'd have said you're crazy. So I'm not going to sit here and say no to anything, because you never say never in this crazy business of sports entertainment. It does not appear Austin, now 59, will perform at WrestleMania 40 this year. However, his greatest rival, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, will be in action. And for those fans yearning for Stone Cold at the biggest event of the year, there are options. It's very interesting. If you think about it, because a lot of this happened because of CM Punk's injury, right? A lot of this happened because of that. I think natural progression. Now, there have been rumors of The Rock and Roman against each other for months, but the fans didn't want it. Personally speaking, I wanted to see The Rock and Roman. I did. But I'm not the biggest Cody Rhodes guy. My son, huge Cody Rhodes fan, so of course he wanted to see it. I'm an old school WWE Attitude Era guy, so I wanted to see The Rock and Roman go. My only issue is I thought that The Rock would probably lose to put over Roman Reigns, and I can't stand Roman Reigns. So there we are. Now, there's been a lot of rumors about a CM Punk Stone Cold Steve Austin situation, and my God, it would be glorious. And this is what he said about CM Punk. Austin did say a potential matchup with CM Punk, quote, would be a good one. I like Punk, and I think Punk likes me. So as long as he can take a Stone Cold Stunner, Austin said with a laugh, I consider him a great friend, a great guy, a great wrestler who's had a great career. We'll see. That doesn't mean Austin, WWE Hall of Famer and 6-time WWE champion, will come back and have another match, but it doesn't mean he won't either. I've said in the sports entertainment business for more than anything I've ever done in my life, Austin said, and you get a dose of it, you want more, and so here I am talking to you a couple of years later about doing it again. Oh, and that's how addicting it is to me. Just talk about it, and I get excited. I'll start talking too fast, but it's not going to happen, but it could. That's interesting. That's how this kind of thing starts right there. All right? You get these little seeds, and they start building and building. That's exactly what happened with The Rock and the idea that he was going to come back. I mean, at some point, this Bloodline thing's going to have to culminate in some kind of a Roman Rock confrontation. My gut feeling is, would The Rock come back, actually agree to wrestle a second time, do it at SummerSlam against Roman, no titles on the line for the head of the table? That's where that was supposed to go, and I still want to see that finish out. I think that's the only way the Bloodline storyline can run its course, is it's got to end with Rock and Roman. It's got to. So, let's get to LA Knight. Yeah, for Usher. He wants Usher to sing Yeah for his WWE WrestleMania 40 entrance. That would be glorious. You know, by the way, some have thrown out the idea of a three-way match between LA Knight, Stone Cold, and The Rock because, you know, LA Knight's got some of that WWE Attitude Era persona. Some people have accused him of pulling from those guys from back in those days. I've got no problems with it. I like LA Knight because of that specifically. So it's pretty cool. I'd have no problems with that. WWE Megastar appeared on today's edition of The Bump to discuss the ongoing WrestleMania 40 season and his involvement in the Elimination Chamber matchup this month. When co-host Megan Morant brought up Usher's performance at the Super Bowl, Knight put together a scenario where the music legend could perform his track, Yeah, for his WrestleMania 40 entrance. He says, wait a minute, can we get this set up? ? Is he coming to WrestleMania for my entrance or what? I'm coming out and I'm performing Yeah with him. Let's go. The song would be perfect since Usher sings the phrase Yeah nonstop in the song. And Knight has built a connection with the WWE Universe by using the word nonstop in promos. You gotta admit, this guy, and I think it even caught the WWE off guard. This guy shot like a bullet. Not only that, but he shot like a bullet organically. All right, and that's hard to do in the wrestling business. Normally, especially if you've watched a long time, you can see them try to push guys in certain directions. Oh, okay, we're trying to push him as a babyface. We're trying to push him as a heel. This guy just sort of went out there and did his thing, and next thing you know, the crowd started. I mean, it took about a month, but over the course of a month, all of a sudden this guy exploded. And of course he wrestled Roman, and he lost because it was like, nope, too soon. But that also hurt him a little bit. He fell off a little bit because of that loss to Roman, and that happens. All right, so I don't know what they're going to ultimately do with this character. Yes, he's going to have to win the world title at some point, or the WWE title. I still think this is pushing towards And I understand Triple H just brought the belt back. I still think eventually this thing gets unified. They're going to have to do something with Roman, though, because I don't blame Triple H and the powers to be that they're pissed that belt doesn't get defended. Because, I talk about the Attitude Era. We went back, we watched an edition of SmackDown just a couple of weeks ago from like 20 years ago. A mid-card match had Undertaker and Kane in it. Just a run-of-the-mill SmackDown had, and Austin and The Rock were all throughout the entire episode. Christian was involved, Matt Hardy and Lita. I mean, it was just a fantastic, Rikishi. It was a great show. The whole 2-hour show was fantastic. I say the WWE has a major, major mid-card problem. I can't stand about 50% of their mid-card. I really don't like it. So anyway, tell me what you think. Matrixx and Rhodes show supporters, Stone Cold and The Rock at WrestleMania 40. I'm just throwing that out there. That's probably me being 20 years ago, crossing my fingers, but knowing it's a huge WrestleMania. I guarantee you this. If Triple H was cleared to wrestle, that would be what we would be headed towards. But he cannot do it. They've already come out and said they've tried to squash that because some fans said, can he wrestle for 12 minutes? No, they've come out. They've squashed it already. Well, I mean, look, The Rock had 2 major rivals in his career. Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin. WrestleMania 40, let's do it. Tell me what you think. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.